everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to create monday.com items from Google Sheets. So here I've created a spreadsheet in Google Sheet where I'm adding some new data. So here in this case I want whenever a new data is added in my Google Sheets, automatically using that detail, a new item should be created in my monday.com account. So here to build this connection, I need to connect these applications using an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So here Pabbly Connect works on two principles, that are trigger and action. So here our trigger application will be Google Sheets and our action application will be monday.com. So to learn this process step by step, let me take you to my screen. Welcome to my screen. So here you can see the Google Sheet which I have created with the name employee task, and here I have taken some fields such as task title, person's contact number and due date. So here in this case I want whenever a new detail is added in my Google Sheet, automatically an item should be created in my monday.com account with the same details. So here to build this connection, I need to connect my Google Sheet with my monday.com account. And to build this connection, I'm going to use an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. This is the homepage of Pabbly Connect. You can visit this page by simply browsing for the URL pabbly.com/connect. Here you can see two options, that are sign in and sign up free. If you're a new user, click on sign up free and get free 100 tasks every month to explore the software. And if you're an existing user, click on sign in. Here I'm an existing user, so I'm clicking on sign in. Now after signing in, here you can see all Pabbly apps window where you can see all the applications of Pabbly. Here to integrate my applications, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and here to build my connection, I need to create a workflow first. So for that, I'm going to click on this create workflow button that is given on the top right corner. Now here in this create workflow dialog box, I have to give a name to my workflow. So here I'm going to give the name as create monday.com items from Google Sheets. And here I'm going to select my folder as Google Sheets. You can select a folder as per your need. Also you can create multiple folders to save your workflows accordingly. And here to learn how to create your own folder, you have to click on this learn more button here and it will take you to our forum window. And here in this window you can see all the instructions to create a new folder in Pabbly Connect. So moving back to dashboard, and here to create my new workflow, I'm going to click on this create button. Now here in this workflow window, you can see we have successfully created a workflow with the name create monday.com items from Google Sheets. And here you can see two most important principles of an automation process, that are trigger and action. Where trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means action is a response towards a trigger. Your automation can have a single trigger but multiple action steps. Now let's begin with our automation by simply setting up a trigger. So here I'm going to select my trigger application as Google Sheets and my trigger event as new or updated spreadsheet row, so that whenever a new row is added in my Google Sheets, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response. And now here you can see we have received a webhook URL. That means we are going to use this webhook URL to connect our Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. So here, following the instructions given below, here I've already logged in my Google Sheets account, and here you can see the spreadsheet which I've created with the name employee task. So now what here I'm going to do is that here I'm going to add a detail here. So for the task title, I'm going to enter the title as close the current leads, and here I'm going to add a person's contact number to whom I have assigned this task. And here I'm going to enter a due date for the task. So here I'm going to enter the year first, month and a date. So now here after entering this detail, we are going to connect our Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. So for that we have to click on this extensions, and from here you have to click on this add-ons, and under add-ons you have to select get add-ons. Now here in this Google Workspace Marketplace, you have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks add-on. And then you have to add this add-on in your Google Sheets. And after adding this add-on in your Google Sheets, you have to follow the same steps. So now after successfully adding this add-on, you have to click on this extensions again. And then you will be able to see an option that is Pabbly Connect Webhooks here. So now after that, you have to click on this initial setup. Now under initial setup, you can see we have received the option for webhook URL and trigger column. So here for this webhook URL, let me take you back to Pabbly window. And here I'm going to copy this webhook URL. Moving back to Google Sheet, and here I'm going to enter the webhook URL. Now here after entering this webhook URL, here it is asking for trigger column. So the trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So here our last data column is column C. So here our trigger column will be column C. So now here after entering this webhook URL and trigger column, here I'm going to click on this submit. And here you can see it says setup configured successfully. So now let's send our test data to Pabbly Connect by clicking on this send test button. And here you can see it says test data sent successfully. And here you can see it says test data sent successfully. So now here after setting up the webhook URL, you have to perform another very important step so that Pabbly Connect can capture the response easily. So for that you have to click on this extensions again. And from here you have to click on this Pabbly Connect webhooks, and under this you have to click on this send.event. So by doing this, it will automatically send all the details to Google Sheet whenever a new data is added in this Google Sheet. So now let's check it. And here you can see we have successfully turned it on. So now let's go and check our Pabbly window. And here you can see we have successfully received a response here where we have received the task title, person's contact number, due date and other details. So with this we have successfully set up our trigger. Now let's move to action step. And here I'm going to select my action application as monday.com. And my action event as create a item, so that whenever a new row is added in my Google Sheet, automatically an item for it will be created in my monday.com account. And now to connect my monday.com account with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your monday.com account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, it is asking for a token. So here following the instructions given below, here I've already logged in my monday.com account. And from here I'm going to click on my profile icon, and from here I'm going to select administration. Now under administration, I'm going to select connections. And under connection, you can see we have received the option for API. So here I'm going to select this, and then here I'm going to regenerate the API token, and then I'm going to copy this new API token, moving back to Pabbly window, and here I'm going to enter the new token. So now here after entering this new token, here I'm going to click on this save. And now you can see we are successfully connected. So moving forward. And now here it is asking me to select the boot ID. So for that, let me take you back to my monday.com account. And here you can see I have created my board with the name task details. So moving back to Pabbly window, and here I'm going to select my board ID as task details. Moving forward, here I'm going to select my group name which I have created with the name employee tasks. Moving forward, and now here it is asking for item name. So here for the item name, I'm going to enter my task title which I have received in my Google Sheets. So here instead of entering these details manually, here I will map the data. Mapping data means insert data from previous step. That means here I will map the data from the response I have received in my Google Sheets. Mapping makes a text dynamic, so that whenever a new response is received in my Google Sheets, automatically this previously existing detail will be updated with the new one. So here I'm going to map the task title. Here this name is not a required field, so here I'm going to leave it blank. And now here I'm going to map the person's contact number. Here I'm going to map the due date. Again, this due date time is not a required field, so here I'm going to leave it blank. And now after entering all the required data, here I'm going to click on the save and send test request. And here you can see we have received a successful response. So now let's go and check our monday.com account. And here you can see we have successfully created a new item here with the name close the current leads, a person's contact number and due date as 27th June. So with this, we have successfully set up our automation. Now let's test our automation to check whether it is working or not. So to test our automation, we are going to add a new detail in our Google Sheets. And for that, let me take you back to my Google Sheet. So here I'm going to add another new detail where I'm going to enter the task title as generate new Facebook leads. Here I'm going to enter the person's contact number. And here I'm going to enter a due date for the task. So now here after entering these details here, let's go and check our monday.com account. And here you can see we have successfully created a new item in our monday.com account with the item name as generate new Facebook leads, person's contact number and due date as 27 June. So with this, we have successfully tested our automation. Now let me summarize this whole video for you. So here we have taken a trigger as Google Sheets and an action as monday.com, so that whenever a new row is added in our Google Sheets, automatically a new item will be created for that in our monday.com account. If you want to use the same workflow, then you can find the clone link in the description box below. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Not only these applications, you can integrate many other applications with Pabbly Connect. If you have any doubt, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can contact us on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can contact us on www.pabbly.com. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.